Hi, I'm Karine Rayson, also known as the Crew Coach. I started this work because I care deeply about the crew behind the polished service, the ones who often feel the pressure but don't always have a safe space to talk about it. With a background in counseling and psychology and having a career on board, I've supported hundreds of crew, including those facing burnout, bullying, and even the risk of suicide. My work has been featured in the New Yorker, the Sunday Times, and across the yachting press. But what means the most is the quiet messages from crew who say, I wouldn't be here if it wasn't for your sessions. Because for me, leadership isn't just about rank, it's about creating cultures where people can thrive, speak up, and be seen. In this episode, I interview Elisa Vagnetti, a true force in the industry who's redefining what strength really looks like. Elisa's story is raw, unfiltered, and deeply relatable. From the shock of confronting a sudden autoimmune diagnosis to reinventing her sense of self, setting firm boundaries, and learning how to actually prioritize health, even in an environment that demands 110% every single day. Forget the grin and bear it attitude. This conversation uncovers the hidden warning signs of burnout, the stigma around asking for help, and how real confidence is built, not given. If you've ever felt stretched to the brink, questioned your limits, or wondered what it really takes to bounce back from adversity, this is the episode for you. Welcome, Elisa Vagnetti. It is such a gift to have you here. We're going to be talking, deep diving in a topic that's obviously very personal to you, but a lot of us can identify with. So thank you for being here.
Thank you, Karen. Thank you. It's a pleasure to be your guest.
Thank you. So, Elisa, before we start, do you mind giving us a bit of an intro into who you are, your connection to the yachting industry?
So perfect. Yes. So, of course, thanks to everybody that is watching me. I'm Elisa Vagnetti. I am now, since 2 years, I have my own consultancy company. I'm Italian. I live now, I'm living in Bordighera, that is close to Monaco and Sanremo. Um, I'm originally from here, and I spent my working life in between France, Monaco, and Italy and Dubai. And in a different, let's say, more on the financing and bank and a setup of company parts. And during this last time in between Monaco and Dubai, I was working for a multifamily office and companies. So in that time, I get in touch with all the yachting industry part. When I was a young and wild lady, I was used to going out a lot in Nice and Monaco, and of course, I met a lot of several crews from the super yachts, and I became friends of most of them. So it was a very good timing back 20 years ago. Yes,
Long time.
funny time.
Okay, so
Yeah.
being diagnosed with an autoimmune disease, do you mind telling us a little bit about it, what it is, and how it developed?
Yeah, so as you can see, I have this new look since last year. When I lost all my hairs for this autoimmune disease called alopecia. In my case, it's been universalis because every hairs fell down, and so it's been a discovery for me too. I didn't know what was an autoimmune disease, and basically, it's your body that um, start to fight against you, and slowly talking about many people around me, I discovered that almost, I think, 90% of everybody has a problem like that. Maybe not so evident like alopecia, but also thyroidism or many other little things that can be very hard for our body to and for our mind to deal with. So um, how To be honest, once I started got these hairs falling down, I literally didn't have any idea about that.
Yeah.
So I went to the pharmacy. I went simply to the pharmacy asking for something that could help me to. I thought that it was really something um, for a momentum, just for a a short time. And so I even really didn't want to deal with that. It was like, okay, it's like when you have an headache or you have because the autoimmune disease most of the time are coming after a long, long, long time that you don't want to see
Mm.
your real problem. So you're just fighting with something that is at a certain point it became physical, but for the most of the time is inside you. So this is, I think that what I would love, and thanks for this space. What I would love is that really um, people can pay attention of what can be sometimes a stressful period, like a stressful time, and because this can become something very, very important for your body.
So true. So, what were the early warning signs for you? Because you said that, it was subtle changes, and then the big change was the hair falling out, which caused you to do something about it. But if reflecting back and looking at the small changes, were you aware of any?
The only thing I probably more than 1 year that I was living a very stressful time. And I think that the first sign that I didn't really pay attention was the lack of sleep, um, because I literally didn't sleep for months. I was not have a proper sleep. Karen, are you still there?
I paused.
'Cause you
Oh my
are
goodness. Terrible look. I didn't even notice. Yeah.
no, back to your question. I think that one of the most important things that I didn't pay attention in the right way was the lack of sleep, because having a and I basically skip that part for like months, and then also like digestive problems. Sometimes you really don't want to see things. Say, oh yeah, I didn't. I'm stressed because I'm thinking too much. I'm overthinking. I'm this and that. But no, there's no problem. So when I suddenly, for example, I was brushing my hairs and I saw that there were more hairs coming down, I was thinking, yeah, it's the change of season. There was always an explanation, always an excuse, till the time that it started to arrive the patches where the hairs were missing. So yeah, I think it's the first part is the lack of sleep.
Mm.
So if I could go back, I would straight going to the doctor and
Mhm.
saying this, and I didn't do because I was thinking that I'm a superwoman. It's impossible that I cannot sleep. I need to sleep by myself. I don't need any help. And this is the mentality, that sometimes, especially women, feel that they have to face everything by themselves.
It's true. I can
So
identify with it. And at the moment, I've got two spotlights on my face to cover my skin because it is so bad at the moment. And it's been like that for close to 1 year. But I think the last couple of months, it's got even worse. And my intuition is
worst.
telling me it's lack of sleep, like sleep debt, having two young children and not having
Yeah.
sleep for, I'd say, at least 3.5 years. So if I'm lucky to get 5 hours, otherwise it's broken sleep, 2 hours, 3 hours. And yeah, I'd say good night's 5 hours.
Yeah. This is for me, this is like, okay, I missed that part. Then, of course, as you know, I went through this autoimmune disease problem. Um, and I discovered during this last 12 months, last six, yeah, maybe 10 months, I discovered many things that could let me understand that could be an autoimmune disease, but I didn't know at that time. So all the gut problem that you can have, or the digestive problem also are very much related to autoimmune disease. So just to finally, because after that I discovered that was alopecia. After that I lost all my hairs. I started to visit some doctors, to get an help. And I was asking, can you maybe can you give me a diet? Can you give me some supplements? Can you help me to, not only restore and having back my hairs like taking a pill, like a treatment that I'm doing now, but really look at me in a 360 degrees. Okay. And so after 1 year, I finally found a doctor that is helping me in this. And so I basically take care of my gut. Okay. Because all the stress, yes, all the stress that we live um, goes on the gut. So the gut became very weak. And because became very weak, our autoimmune system is dysregulating. And it's a long process. It takes maybe years, but it happens. So finally I take some supplements, and I'm taking care about what I'm eating and what I'm drinking too. And so amazing, I'm sleeping. So now I have like 6, 7 hours of very full sleep. And when I wake up, I feel so happy and so grateful that I'm like, oh my God, like if I had win at the lottery.
So that's connected to
Yeah.
diet. Diet has helped you sleep better.
Yeah. 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 It's incredible. This is on my body, probably because he explained me that my body was so much intoxicated.
Huh.
Okay. So he explained me how also to prioritize some food. So when they said to you, having a very clean nutrition, and maybe, if I would go back 10 years ago at 35, I would probably not having enough, I would not be enough mature in my mind to, to face this in this way.
Mm.
Now I feel like, okay, I don't want to take pills. I prefer to take care of myself, in the most natural way possible instead of getting into the medication part, you know?
Yes.
It's
100%.
a choice.
100%.
It's a
I
choice.
think for crew that live, work on board, and they can't really control their diet, they eat what they are given, how important it is for the chef to understand the science
Absolutely.
food so that they are given the correct nutrition to help them sleep, to help them be productive and do their job. Because, as we all know, it is a very intense, stressful environment, and they work very long hours with
Yeah.
minimal breaks, minimal holidays when it comes, but it's full on, full on.
Yesterday I was on board of different yachts for this MIBA show, and all the girls were, to be honest, and also all the crews in general were absolutely great, doing their job in an amazing way, and they're always smiling, always performing. What I say, because at the end of the day, it's a job where you perform not only for your ship, for all the long, especially for the charter. And yeah, of course, that when you are young, okay, your body reacts in a very performant way, so it's easier, it's easier to recover, it's easier to um, you know to be healthy and well very fast. So
Mm.
I'm sure that a correct I think it's not only the chef, is also the education on that.
Mm.
Think that this is very important. I mean, it's important for them to understand that they can really take care of themselves by themselves. Just make the right choice.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
most of them, they are practically deep into the gym, deep into the, yoga, healing. I think this is a matter that we are discussing a lot now
Mm. Mhm.
compared to 20 or even just 10 years ago.
Yeah, I agree. I agree. So your identity, I can only imagine, has shifted. Having
Yeah.
hair is very important for a woman, and I can imagine that shift and that change would have been very confronting, a huge adjustment for you. What has it been like, and how has it shaped you?
This is a very, how can I say, double side topic for me, in a kind of way that I feel extremely, at the beginning, it was shock. It was a shock. I couldn't recognize myself. I was sitting on this table, having breakfast, and in front of me, there is the mirror of the oven. And I was reflecting myself there and say, who is this person? I don't know who is she. My hairs were more like 1 meter long, lot of hairs, and my hairs were always been my has always been my I can say weapon of seduction, something like I was feeling very
Sexy.
beautiful with them, and I don't know, I was really identifying myself with
Mm,
my hairs. So,
mm,
and it's incredible how life can, show you, you think you are beautiful because of that. Okay, I I removed that from your life, and it's a kind of test. So it took me a long time to accept it, and I at the moment, I feel better on that. So, of course, I'm very happy because, as I told you, I started this treatment like 6 months ago that I didn't know that exists.
mm.
Okay, so I went through different doctor, and I waited for 3 months to get the treatment, and I finally started. And as you can see,
Growing back.
I have a few parts that my hairs are growing back, and even just because I have this in my mind, I feel again,
Light.
beautiful. Even if, I mean, not beautiful is a big word, but let's say I feel acceptable. Okay, because it's in a kind of way I love myself. I love a lot myself because I appreciate the fact that I'm strong to show myself with no hairs, but at the same time I feel like I lost a lot of my femininity, feminini, uh, femininità, we say.
Yeah.
Yes. So I
Yes.
feel like if a man talks to me, I, I don't feel like he can like me as an attractive woman like before. He can maybe appreciate more my inside part. He can appreciate my um, boldness, mm, let's say my. This is it. I mean, I cannot. This is how I feel now, and I'm working a lot also in my let's say, to heal this, because it's a kind of projection that we have, since that you are like a young lady, and that you believe that if you are beautiful, you are better,
Mm.
and beautiful is a stereotype,
Mhm, mhm.
because at the end of the day, you can be beautiful with no hairs, and just because what you have inside is so much strong, and that people are magnetized by you.
100%, and that's what I get from you.
Thank you. But I think it's really. I was talking to this yesterday night. We had this nice, nice dinner with other 6 women, And in a kind of way, we were discussing about these that can be hairs for a woman are real turning point sometimes. So maybe you have long hairs, you cut your hairs because you feel different, you know, and or maybe you want a short hairs, and you going out from the hairdresser and you feel like you have different powers, or sometimes you just complain because you prefer yourself in another way. And yeah, so in my case, for example, uh, the, if I could change one thing that I didn't do during the losing of the years, is that I would love to shave myself straight away, you know, because the big pain was that I couldn't choose.
Yes.
That was happening, you know, and I wanted to stop it and I couldn't choose. Instead of, okay, one patch is coming down, another one. Okay, when I could see half of my head with no hairs, I should take the machine and the razor and remove it by myself. So that could be my choice
Mm,
instead of the illness that hit me.
mm.
So
Okay.
I think that this is very important for the girls. I think I don't I wish that really not many has my problem, but for the one who has this problem, yeah, if I could give an advice is take you know take the hand on what is happening to you. Don't let the illness eat you and stop.
Mm. Thanks, Elisa.
You're
So,
welcome.
your lifestyle change, I know we discussed setting boundaries and we're talking about yacht shows
Yeah,
and where to go if you're going. And I think as women, we want to do all of the things, and it's
absolutely.
hard
Yes.
to hit that boundary. So, what lifestyle changes have you made to support your health and well-being?
Uh, I totally, I really focus on few events, not anymore every event possible because it's too much for me. Because I start to listen my body, and so when I'm tired, I need to stop, and I prioritize to really my health. My health is really important. I cannot if you are not healthy, you can't perform on your job. You know, and so health is made by many things, by your body and by your mind. So because of course you need money and you want to earn and you want to do and but it doesn't make sense because at the end if you are not good, and sometimes when you are too tired, you are not good, you are not smiling, you are going around and you are forcing yourself to stay in a position and this doesn't work.
Mm.
People understand that. People feel that. So yes, absolutely. Setting boundaries. Decide what is really worthy for you or for your business. And maybe it's better to be less present but more present when you are there, you know, more focused, more happy, more smiling. So short hours, but intense, you know?
Yes.
And so this is at the moment, what I'm doing. For example, yesterday I was at the show all day. Today I said, okay, I know that there are few people that I have to see, and but I prefer to say, okay, I'm coming in the afternoon, so reduce the time, more, um, organized
Mm.
on who I have to meet and what I have to do. And I said, okay, I'm gonna go having dinner, but very soon going back home because I really need to, the when they said that your house is very important, it's really important, you know, or for the crew can be your cabin. I don't know, it's your space or going just half an hour away from everybody, you know? It's like taking the time to breathe, taking the time to say, okay, I have a lot, there is a work, but there is also personal space and a personal life.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah.
So, for crew who are feeling very stressed and burnt out, I know you do breathing exercises, you've tapped
Yeah.
into different resources. what resources would you recommend sharing? I know that different things work for different people, but what's worked for you? And yeah.
For me, what worked was staying as much as possible in contact with the nature.
Mhm.
So as soon as I could, going out and really touching, it looks stupid, but basically touching the grass or sit on the grass or touch the nature around me. The best is stay with the feet on the ground, like literally, touching the the mother nature, and or last summer, like swimming or being in the sea, really, I don't know. And I'm making some exercise of, like, as you said, breathing, sometimes breathing and touching my chest, sorry. And when I'm very, 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 when anxiety comes, and you're overwhelmed by your thought, just, start to remember to breathe, because most of the time we are like stuck. We cannot, we don't realize we do not breathe. We just, yes, we have air getting in because otherwise we will die. But really breathing deep on you, like, okay, and release, And
Yeah.
then, of course, there is music that can help. There is meditation, but there's so many kinds of meditation that you can. Everybody has to feel like um, how can I say, confident on doing that. It's not that you do the meditation, then you are, "Ah, okay, I'm good because I did the meditation." No, it's really, you need to feel it deep in on yourself. So sometimes you can even pray, you know, praying is a meditation at the end of the day. So if this makes you feel better, really, I think that the best secret is to listen yourself. So
Mm.
what it makes you feel good, Do you want to stay with a friend 5 minutes on speaking at the phone and really enjoy that conversation? Um, Getting emotional, seeing a movie at the end is good. It's a way to reconnect, it's a way to see what you have inside.
Mm. Beautiful. What podcasts and books would you recommend? Last question.
Um, what books? I went through different books that I like a lot. Joe Dispenza at the moment. So because I feel that I'm good in that time, in that um, how can I say, in that path. Okay, I'm there, but at the same times um, I like also. There are also Italians like that I was listening. It depends on how you feel more comfortable, in which language. And I'm really I really feel like to do what you feel is good in that moment. So I'm not someone who's, of course, Joe Dispenza, I listen since like almost 2 years now, listen or not regularly, but sometimes, when I want to go and have an inspiration. Um, but it just you, for example, sometimes you scroll Instagram and you find a page that you like, go and follow this, because maybe it's exactly what you need to listen at that point of your life.
Mm.
So I'm really, really open to that. And then if you start to listen yourself, you will find a way.
Yeah. And this is the message I'm getting from you today is trust your gut, listen to your gut, lean into your gut.
Absolutely, absolutely. And you will and just be patient about what is going on. Everything will fall into the right place.
Mm.
And so this is a very, very less hard lesson that I learned. So be patient. Don't get stressed about, no, don't get stressed is not the right way. Don't make the pressure blocks you, because sometimes it's the pressure that we put in ourselves that blocks ourselves. not only the society, also has. We have always high expectation about us, you know.
Yeah.
So like me, at the beginning of the week, I said, of course, I'm going to do Monday, Tuesday, and maybe Wednesday at the show, because at least I see everybody. And then on Thursday, I'm off. Yesterday night, I said, okay, no.
Yeah. Well,
I review my plan straight away. But,
like,
you know, even if I'm telling you this because it's really how it is. I'm sure that for you is the same. At the beginning, you want to do everything,
yeah.
and it was a basta. And after one day, you say, okay, maybe I can remove my plan, and
Yeah.
voila.
Yeah. And I
So
think, that makes one also more desirable when you're not putting yourself there available for everyone all the time. I think you get
true, true,
respect, and it's respecting
true.
yourself and valuing your time and what you have to offer. And that's very important, especially when it comes
Yeah,
to transactions. Yeah.
absolutely,
Uh,
absolutely.
so much for sharing your story and your time. So inspirational.
No, thanks for you, and I hope my message arrives to all your listeners. And so don't be really take care of yourself in every aspect, even if you are young and you think that you are invincible. You are invincible, but just build your own protection in the right way.
Beautiful. Thanks, Elisa.
Okay. Grazie.